Welcome back, friends. In the previous video, we saw how to use the data extract activity to get data from a data extension and then move it into the FTP using the file transfer activity, right? And we extracted that using the custom DE extract as a zip file, and then using the file transfer, we encrypted that as a PGP file, and then we got the final output as a .zip.pgp extension in the FTP folder. Now, one of the issues with that particular flow that I was mentioning is the CSV file that gets generated is in Unicode format, and because of that, the data that's within the CSV is not in a proper delimited into different columns within the CSV. It's not easy to use, like, you have to reformat the file once you extract it out. So if we want to actually get a proper file out from the automation, we have to use one of the file convert options within data extract to convert that into UTF format. So in this workflow, I've included that as an extra step here, but then the problem comes is that there's no easy way to convert that into a zip file before moving it into the FTP. Right now, the option is either you can generate that as a zip directly from the data extract activity when you're getting the data from the data extension and then putting that on the safe house, or you generate that as a CSV file and then you can change that to UTF-8 format, move it to the FTP, and then you zip it at the very end on the FTP folder. The convert zip option that we have here, like zipping the file, is only available for the FTP folders and doesn't work on the safe house. Okay, so let's look at how to configure each of these options right here that we have in this workflow. The first one, like I said, is the data extract. This is the base one where you'll actually get the data from the DE that you want to get the data from. In our case, it's the order details DE. We have the same external key that we have configured here and has the column headers, and we're saying move that into the safe house. Okay, so once the order details CSV gets saved into the safe house, oh, and I forgot to mention, in the previous example, we used the custom DE extract with zip, right? So the output would be a zip file. In this particular case, because we are using the data extension extract, it's going to be a CSV file because we were going to say it's a comma delimited file, right? And that's the option that you need to choose if you want to convert that into UTF-8. Now, in the data extract, the convert file option, you can see here the type here. We will give the file name as order details.csv is the input file. We're going to choose the output format as UTF-8, and then we're saying the file is already in the safe house. So go ahead and convert that, and you will save the output to the safe house as well. The resulting CSV file would be in UTF-8 format. Okay. The third activity that we would then configure is the file transfer. As you can see here, now we have the CSV file saved in the UTF format in the safe house. We will use the move file from safe house option. We will say this is the file name .csv, and then move that into the export folder on FTP, and go ahead and encrypt it using our NTO PGP encryption key that we have. So the final output that you're going to get on the FTP export folder is going to be order details.csv.pgp. Now, this output is not compressed, right? So far, we only have the CSV and the PGP. So what do we need to do for getting it as a compressed file output, right? So that's where the final one comes here, which is it's a workaround. Like in our case, once the file is in the FTP, go ahead and run this particular data extract activity. That will actually take this input file and then say use the extract type as zip. We're actually going to use the file filter here, the file name. We will delete the actual file name because we don't want to keep the old source on the FTP as a duplicate along with the .zip file, right? So we can go ahead and delete the original file, and we're saying where is this file currently located. It's actually using the file transfer activity. It's actually getting generated to the export folder, right? So that's the target folder that we're going to say go look in this particular folder for this file, and then the output also is going to be in the export folder. So once it's going to be order details.csv.pgp.zip, put that back in the export folder, right? So once we've go ahead and confirm that and run it, you're going to see the data come through and get generated as the .pgp.zip file in the FTP export folder. Okay, so let's go ahead and then run this and see how the output looks like. So before we do that, let me go ahead and confirm to you guys that there's no file here right now on the export folder. So we go ahead, do a run once. As you can see here, this is when this select all activities comes into a lot of help, like when you have multiple activities. And in these cases, if you only wanted to run like 2 steps, like so you can go ahead and just select just the 2 of them. So we're going to run all of these 4. So let's go ahead and select all, click on run, confirm everything is good to go, click on run now. Okay, it's scheduled. So let's see if it just came up. Yep, it's scheduled for us. So I'll just take a minute to pause and come back for it to complete, and then we can see the output file. Okay, as you can see here now, all the 4 are complete. So let's take a look at our FTP folder here. I'm gonna click refresh, and there you see the order details.csv.pgp.zip, right? In the previous example, it was like order details. We had seen it was like .zip.pgp, right? So this is a slightly different workaround that we're gonna do. We will actually first generate a CSV, convert it, then we encrypt it, and then do a compression on it, right? So just another way of getting the file finally encrypted and compressed onto the FTP folder. Okay, so there you have, folks. That's how we actually have a second alternate way of getting data from a data extension out to the FTP. Hope these videos were helpful. We've looked at quite a few examples of how to have different file-based automation workflow examples in these scenarios. Do stay for some more videos on the other activities that we have in Automation Studio, such as the filter activity, the query activity, and the script activity. All right. Thank you for watching.